I can still feel the metallic tang of blood in my mouth, the sting of betrayal sharper than any injury from a crash. It wasn't just the wreckage of the truck that changed everything. It was the truth I woke up to. My family didn't just abandon me. They tried to erase me. I was 16, half asleep in the back seat of my cousin Jonah's battered pickup truck, the kind that wheezed at every red light like it was begging for mercy. He kept droning on about some tech boot camp Aunt Karen was obsessed with. I had my headphones in, trying to tune out the heat, his voice, and the suffocating weight of another summer evening. Then it happened. A delivery van tore through the intersection. The truck spun, metal screamed, glass exploded. Fire bloomed inside me. Then nothing. When I opened my eyes, I was in a hospital bed, pain stitched into every inch of me. The lights were blinding. Tubes everywhere. A nurse offered ice and said I was strong. Strong. The word felt like an insult. Then Aunt Karen and Uncle Tom walked in. They didn't smile. Their eyes were hard, distant, like I was something inconvenient, not a person. The doctor broke the news. Half my liver was gone. I was stable, barely. I croaked Jonah's name, but Karen cut me off, annoyed. He was fine, barely scratched. I was the problem now. The burden. A bill they didn't want to pay. Weeks passed in a fog of medication and loneliness. Jonah never visited. Karen and Tom came only when forced to. Their expressions were blank, their words minimal. I tried to believe they were just overwhelmed. But then I heard them. Late one night, I woke to voices just outside my room. Karen, Tom, the doctor. If we take what's left of his liver, Karen said, her voice cold, Jonah can move up the transplant list. He'd die, the doctor replied, fierce. He's already lost half. Tom didn't flinch. Jonah matters. Ezra doesn't. He's got no future, no drive. Then Karen said the words that broke me completely. At least this way, he's finally good for something. I couldn't breathe, couldn't move. My own family wanted to finish what the crash didn't. All for Jonah, their golden child. The perfect son they never had. I was disposable. Background noise in their lives. That night, I whispered to the nurse, someone I hadn't spoken to before. I'm not safe. He didn't ask questions. He called in help. By morning, I was sitting with Lena, a social worker with sharp eyes and a softer voice. I told her everything, every cruel word, every whisper I heard in the dark. She didn't blink, didn't need more. The hospital reacted fast. Ethics got involved. A restraining order followed. Karen and Tom were banned from coming near me. I heard them screaming in the hallway, saying I was family. But family doesn't try to trade your life like spare parts. At 16, I got emergency emancipation. I left the hospital and landed in a small foster home that creaked with every step. But it was safe. Mine. I did school online, took night shifts, saved money. And when I was ready, I dropped my last name, took the name of a distant relative I'd barely known. Ezra Vaughn. Years passed. I buried the pain and rebuilt from scratch. By 23, I was leading strategy at a top cybersecurity firm. I had my own office, a view of the skyline, and a purpose they never saw in me. One day, a resume landed on my desk. Jonah Vaughn. He didn't know I worked there. Didn't know I was alive, thriving. I scheduled the interview myself. When he walked in, he froze. His face lost all color. Ezra, he whispered, like seeing a ghost. Alive, I said, and in charge of the job you want. He stumbled, mumbling he didn't know, that he needed this opportunity. You didn't even check if I survived, I said, standing, rage blooming in my chest. I heard them planning to take what was left of me, for you, and you never came, never called. I was a name you erased. His voice cracked. Please, I need this. I shook my head. You don't get to erase someone and then expect a fresh start when it suits you. I looked to security. They understood. As he walked out, I felt the weight of everything lift. That night, I stood on my rooftop, the city humming below. A message pinged on my phone. The hospital had launched a new policy, protection for minors against unethical family pressure. They named it the Vaughn Protocol. I wasn't just a survivor. I was the reason others wouldn't suffer like I did. To anyone listening who's ever been discarded, overlooked, betrayed, don't give up. You are not a mistake. You are not spare parts. I'm Ezra Vaughn, and I am still burning.